Could you imagine a world in which these movies don't exist? Neither can we. Hey guys, it's Phoebe with WatchMojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movies with the biggest pop culture influence.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
We're taking a look at films with the biggest impact on pop culture, and whose effects are wide and long-lasting. Both individual films and film series will be included. Let's get to it. Number 10, The Lord of the Rings franchise. One of the best-selling novels ever written deserves one of the best movie adaptations and film series, period. Luckily, Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings trilogy lived up to its source material, pleasing moviegoers and critics.
You shall not pass!
It even managed to win over many fans of the books, who saw the movies as a tribute to J.R.R. Tolkien, despite some changes.
One does not simply walk into Mordor. Its black gates are guarded by more than just orcs. There is evil there that does not sleep.
With its immersive world building, detailed special effects, and mix of action and movie storytelling, it's no wonder the epic high fantasy earned such massive box office success and multiple accolades. Its precious legacy includes a Jackson-directed prequel trilogy, video games, an in-development Amazon TV series, and more. Number 9, The Matrix franchise. The Matrix and its sequels left a big mark on pop culture. The dystopian, virtual reality-focused films had us questioning our own reality and contemplating other complex ideas, while also being extremely entertaining.
I know Kung Fu.
Besides affecting how other action flicks address deeper issues, the Matrix movies influenced everything from fashion to action choreography. And that's not even going into the countless parodies and tributes to the films found in other media. The Matrix and its sequels' influence on pop culture is one that is pervasive enough that some might even consider taking the blue pill, if it meant waking up in a world without it. And with 2019's confirmation that The Matrix 4 is officially happening, it sounds like we're being given another chance to do so.
Shit.
Number 8, Jaws. This cinematic oceanic thriller grabbed audiences, pulled them in, and left a big, toothy mark on our cultural zeitgeist. Without this movie, it's unlikely we'd have had most of the blockbusters that came after it, since it effectively invented and set the blockbuster cycle and playbook. The effects of Jaws can also be seen in numerous media that reference its famous soundtrack, often accompanied by a stalking shark fin, as well as our cultural obsession with sharks. But perhaps its most striking impact was the fact that it made so many of us afraid to go back in the water. Number 7, Pulp Fiction. Quentin Tarantino's profane, non-linear criminal masterpiece is still rippling through pop culture decades after its release.
What? Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you.
Pulp Fiction set the bar for non-mafia crime films, depicting a stellar ensemble cast in a series of interconnected stories, with brilliantly naturalistic dialogue, unforgettable scenes, and a kick-ass soundtrack to boot. The motion picture's memorable quotes and scenes have been parodied all over TV and movies.
They had a high-fi phone, oh boy, did they let it blast.
Meanwhile, its influence on film in general has been tremendous, helping show how the use of pop culture references within cinema could help craft something of exceptional quality.
Don't be rude. Drink your drink, but do it quickly. Say goodnight and go home.
Number 6, the Harry Potter franchise. Few things have dominated pop culture quite as universally as Harry Potter.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
A wizard. And a thumping good one, I'd wager.
While the books about the boy wizard and his friend's school life, as well as the fight against evil, were already extremely popular, the films helped turn the story into a worldwide phenomenon. Besides speaking to several generations of children and adults alike, the Harry Potter franchise also helped popularize young adult literature adaptations to the big screen. You might say that these films helped bring a little more magic back to the movies, and all of our lives.
Come on, Tom. Let's finish this the way we started. Together.
Number 5. Psycho. This psychological horror flick had to make this list, not only because it's considered one of the most important works of cinematic art, but also because it's a movie often deemed one of the greatest ever. Psycho's twist may now be very well known, but at the time, Alfred Hitchcock's use of violence and sensuality pushed boundaries, and allowed for subsequent filmmakers to follow in the master of suspense's footsteps, as well as continue to advance the art. Thanks to moviegoers who allowed it to smash the box office, Psycho had critics reconsidering their initial mixed and negative reviews, which likely helped the film nab multiple Oscar nods. Meanwhile, Psycho was also considered a pioneer of the slasher film genre. Number 4. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Considering that this media franchise spans comic books, movies, short films, TV, and web series, the MCU doesn't really need much introduction.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Nor do we really need much to convince you of its wide pop culture influence. From the surprisingly smart Iron Man, to the fun and funny Guardians of the Galaxy, and the fitting conclusion to the 21 films that preceded it, Avengers Endgame, the MCU knows how to tell a story, and it knows how to tell it well.
Where is Gamora?
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Despite critics' claims of superhero fatigue, with the franchise having at least 5 more feature films planned out for Phase 4 in the early 2020s, it doesn't seem like this is actually the case, at least not anytime soon.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Number 3. The Godfather franchise. Depicting the rise and fall of Italian-American mobster Michael Corleone following the death of his father Vito, the Godfather trilogy is filled to the brim with iconic characters, scenes, music, and dialogue.
Too late. They start shooting in a week.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
The Godfather and its sequels have had a profound impact on American culture and popular culture in general. Most notably, they've permeated the public consciousness and influenced on-screen depictions of organized crime, as well as spoken to real-life mafia members, who've loved the films as much as everyone else. The Godfather and its follow-ups are movies no one can refuse.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
Number 2. The Wizard of Oz. It's the oldest film on our list, but that just means this musical fantasy has had more time to soak into the fabric of pop culture with its special brand of wonder. The story of Dorothy Gale and her friends' journey down the yellow brick road to the merry old land of Oz is one that few are unfamiliar with.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
The classic songs, gorgeous scenery, and the multitude of memorable lines have all been paid tribute to countless times over the years, to the point that The Wizard of Oz feels like home. And why is that? Because there's no place like it.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Before we get to our number 1 most iconic pick, which exists in a galaxy far... Oh, wait, sorry. Before we get there, here are some honorable mentions.
My dear Dr. Sattler, welcome to Jurassic Park.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Star Wars franchise. The Force is strong with these ones. The Star Wars films are an absolute juggernaut of pop cultural influence, with beloved characters, timeless scenes, striking imagery, and celebrated music. The epic sci-fi fantasy adventure franchise has captured the imaginations of millions around the world, inspiring an uncountable number of loving parodies, tributes, and homages, and spawning a multimedia empire spanning nearly every format that exists, not to mention a religious philosophy.
I am your father.
Star Wars is now an integral part of pop culture that, like the Force, will be with us always.
The Force will be with you, always.
Well, there you have it. Pop culture would not be the same without Star Wars. What did you guys think of our list? Let us know in the comments below and check out this video.